As a kid, I grew up next door to a fire station, and hearing those badass trucks fire up and hit that whaler, well, that was always really exciting. We would run outside just to watch them drive off in a hurry and go help people. And then, in 1991...
Showtime.
Everyone wanted to become a firefighter.
Here comes your water. Here it comes.
Lately, I have been spending a lot of time on the California wildfires, and without exception, these men and women on the lines are the definition of heroes.
Hey, priority, we're going to put this out first. The rest of it out, right?
When we have a problem, like a burglary or other crime, we call the police for help. For everything else, we call the fire department.
Finley, I'll be out here. Sharon Township Fire and EMS around scene.
In rural areas such as where I live now, the fire departments are specially trained in things you may have never imagined. Most rural firefighters are also paramedics, who are often the first response to a medical emergency such as a heart attack or vehicle injury.
Miles. She's doing okay right now, so she's answering all questions appropriately, all that kind of good stuff.
No, she's fine.
So,
Yeah.
Anything hurt you other than your wrist hand?
Wrist, bicep a little bit,
Okay.
and my shoulder.
Top of your shoulder.
Which one?
Left.
Left shoulder, right bicep, right hand.
Collar.
Here.
I guess. Yeah.
All right. Huh? Any crap? No. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Did you know that firefighters may also be trained in diving, mountain rescue, swift water rescue, search and rescue, hazardous materials, rope operations, trench or cave operations, and ice rescue operations? Now, if you live in a warm area, you are likely not familiar with why there would be a need for something like ice rescue. However, in colder areas, lakes and ponds freeze in the winter, and then people like to go play on them. And sometimes, ponies.
She's gonna lunge forward though, if she's stuck in the mud.
Good girl.
Come on. We got a big old breath pile right behind you.
Yeah, so you gotta come this way.
Come on. Get it, girl. There she goes. Okay. Right on out. Okay, girl.
Go this way. She won't run you over.
You won't. Good girl.
You can use her.
You want to put it? We have the horse out of the park.
Yep. Got it.
All right. Okay. Watch your rope. Good girl.
Oh, now it's froze because it got wet.
Today, you are in for a treat as I will be out with the Medina County Emergency Management Agency All Hazards team as they conduct training. Come hang out with us and see how these amazing men and women use hundreds of years of combined rescue experience along with some really cool technology to save lives. You are going to love this.
Brad Turner, I'm a lieutenant with the Sharon Township Fire Department.
Awesome. Can I go to work with you today?
Let's go.
All right. You can't really tell, but that is the look of pure excitement on my face right there.
Now, here's what we're going to do. I did do a press release today, and it sounds like the Gazette is out there. So there are going to be some folks. We have a YouTuber taking some video today. Thank you for being here. He's going to post it on his channel. The Gazette is here. I don't know if 3, 5, or 8 will show up. So we've got 2 holes out there. What we're going to do is in an organized fashion, we're going to run some scenarios where we have an opportunity to pull some people out of the ice again. We're also then going to stop. We're going to submerge our chicken man. That is our training aid for the bottom. We're going to put chicken man at the surface. He's probably already down there, probably at the bottom. We're going to give you an opportunity. We set the ROV up, bend it in a fashion where everybody can stand on shore and look at the screen. We're going to show that device to you. Pop that in, send it down, get a hold of Chicken Man, bring him up, and then we're going to do a couple dive rotations too, so you get comfortable and used to what that looks like and how you can assist them. At the end of the day, what we're trying to accomplish here today by kind of expanding this ice rescue class is, first of all, the understanding of we need to start things in motion so that we get the right people here in case this becomes a submersion incident. Number 2, understanding of what we need to do to help them in each step along the way, and finally that patient onto that cot and into that squad and away to the primary care facility.
We could have a couple of rescuers, or maybe even one. When we get it on the ice, it'll move easily. And we could get it to within proximity of the victim. Maybe it's really thin ice, okay? And we don't want to necessarily get in a spot where we can't get to them, okay? We're going to get it out to where they are. We're going to try and get that end over them. They may be able to grab on. And me as the rescuer, I'm going to get here and I'm going to get to that victim. When I get to that victim, I'm going to grab that victim however I can grab that victim. And the next thing I'm going to do is throw myself back in the boat. That will pull them up out. Don't try and reach and do this. You grab them, throw yourself back on the boat. Drag us to shore. Easy peasy. We'll take that out and play with it as well. Okay? So for this device, we have this in Sharon. We keep it on our rescue. We don't have a boat. This is our boat. If we need a boat for anything, we've got people that are trapped in the water or whatever, this we can use. We have break apart paddles and stuff like that we can utilize for it. We don't need them today because we're on the ice. So it's a really nice device for on the ice, not Nipsey Russell. I'm doing this because we can spread the weight of the rescuer, okay? This weighs very little. When we're sliding it out, it's distributing that weight even by itself. When I get on it, it's going to help distribute my weight more so. Now, if the person's big, you know, send me out. But if we know it's a little kid, would it make more sense for Nikki, or what's her name? Have her come out and be the rescuer because they weigh less, right? It's science. So if we have somebody small out there that we can put a smaller person out there to rescue, that would be ideal versus a big person like me. So take this out, play with it, play with the hose.
So what are we going to be doing today?
So we're going to do a multi-agency training for ice rescue technician level training. We're also going to have our Medina County All Hazards team is going to take part so that if it becomes a submersion incident, the victim goes under the water, then we can train on activating our resources that we have available, and also incorporating dive rescue should that patient need recovered by a dive team because local resources can't do it.
Wow, that's awesome. So people are actually going to be in the water today.
Yeah, so we're going to put people in suits, the same suits that we would use if we were to rescue somebody. We put those people in, we have them act as victims so that we get real practice, real-time training as far as how to pull them out of the water, what's the best way to do it. There's technique to a lot of it, so this is their chance to practice that technique and make sure that when seconds matter and somebody actually needs rescue, they know what to do and that it's not their first time doing it.
So when somebody falls into the water, obviously it's very cold, they're already in trouble, but when are they like really in trouble?
It only takes minutes for your body temperature, your core body temperature to drop low enough and affect every body system that you have, from your fingers being able to grab onto things, hold on to the ice, and then even your brain affecting your ability to think and affecting your ability to follow commands and do simple things. So we really only have minutes when somebody falls through the ice to pull them out and get them rewarmed before their entire body is affected.
All right, we have a lot going on out here, so I called in some backup. This is Will and Evan from Guys Night Podcast. Will be running the drone, and Evan will be providing some additional photography. In fact, here's Evan talking with Litchfield Township Fire Chief Tim Keck about the ice suits.
The Ice Master, which most of these are, they're about 1,800 a piece.
And how cold can, like, is there any temperature that's too cold?
No.
Okay.
So there's, show you. So the old ones, like the stuff you see on Deadliest Catch, like the red Gumby suits, those are straight neoprene. There's no insulation.
Yeah,
but
those are insulated.
Actually, an insulated liner that comes out.
Oh, shit.
So,
okay.
You have the water-resistant layer, a dive zipper, and then an insulation liner here.
Now, how long does it take you to get one of those suits on? Fully equipped? Less than a minute?
Less than a minute.
Nice, real nice.
As you see, I've got regular clothes on it.
Yeah.
So I kick my shoes off, I hop into it, it's one size fits most.
Okay.
Grab the big zipper, yank it up, pull my hood up, and I'm ready to go.
Nice.
So, responding to an incident like this, like for my department, I'm the chief in Litchfield.
Okay.
I'm going to jump in the ambulance with this because I got room in the back. So as we're driving to it, as soon as we get on the scene, pop the doors like the Kool-Aid man.
I get hot and thirsty riding a skateboard. Me too. This is a job for Kool-Aid. Hey, Kool-Aid!
Oh yeah, Kool-Aid's here, bringing you fun. Kool-Aid's got thirst on the run. Get a big, wide, happy ear to hear Kool-Aid's my style.
Tastes great. Our friend's cool. Our friend's Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid brand soft drink mix.
Oh yeah.
I'm ready to go. Hook a rope up.
Yeah.
Have somebody tend it, and then the next truck there will dress a second person as a backup.
Gotcha.
So that's how that works.
That's really nice.
And then these are all fused. These are, you can't see it, but these are lined as well. It's not just straight rubber. Like you can feel the fingers.
No, they're thick. They're huge. Yeah.
So there's liner in there, and they could tighten up.
Yeah.
Gauntlets and whatnot. And then these are for ice balls.
Okay.
So you see these picks hanging around some of these guys' necks.
Yeah.
So you can put an ice all in each arm. Some of the older suits have a little bigger pocket.
Yeah.
So that if I go in, I can get myself out.
Gotcha.
That's how those work.
That's really nice. That's really nice gear.
Yep.
That's awesome. And I heard
more
you guys.
dexterity than those Gumby suits because a lot of those have like a lobster hand, like a mitten.
Yeah.
Because they're just meant to keep you warm for an abandoned ship scenario. But they've implemented them in this because there was a surplus of them.
The meter's running.
Gotcha. That's a really cool suit, though. That's really nice. You guys, it only takes you a minute to get on there, so that saves a lot of time and a lot of problems.
Yeah, if you respond in the ambulance versus using like a regular response truck, or like Sharon has a dedicated heavy rescue, you know, something like that where you've got room to dress out, you'll be dressed before you get on scene.
That's good.
Okay, that's saving time.
That's saving time, saving people, saving
the
lives.
survivability factor.
Yes, 100%.
Right now, but try to make sure it'll fit over your jacket.
Got it.
So these are all of our suits. These ones are specific for dive. When we dive in fully encapsulated suits so that none of our skin at all is visible. We do that because a lot of our ponds around here, you don't know what's in them. Agricultural waste, runoff, stuff like that. So anytime that we dive, we put our divers in fully encapsulated suits so that every inch of their skin is covered. We have our motors for our boats. This is our other trailer, so the two trucks operate really together. We have hard bottom boats, but we also have inflatable boats. The inflatable boats are very maneuverable, so they're really good for swift water or moving water type of rescues. The hard bottom boats are great for like flood situations where you don't know if you're going to come over the top of a fence post or anything like that. So both types of boats have their use, and so the idea is these trailers are housed in our EMA headquarters down in Lafayette Township, or in Chippewa Lake. And when we get called, dispatch tells us, hey, there's a request for the water team. Team members would go there, grab the equipment, and then deploy the equipment to wherever it's needed. Dog cages are usually a question of why do we have dog cages on our water rescue truck, and those are actually helped to guide us into patients once we've identified where they are in a recovery mission. We use those dog cages to get, we would hook a line to it, we drop that dog cage, get it as close to the victim or the patient as we could, and then when the dive team needs to go down and do the recovery, all they have to do is follow that rope down to the dog cage, and then usually within an arm's reach of the dog cage is where that victim is. So it cuts down on the time that those divers are actually in suits, on air, breathing and searching. We have our other jackets too if you need to, if that one doesn't fit. Right over your jacket, so it should fit. These ones, if you were a water rescue technician, then we have the ability to run this a certain way so that if you were hooked up, became entangled, you became entrapped or something, in an emergency, you could pull this cord and it would quick deploy this strap. So the strap would pull right out so that you're not entangled and not caught in anything. Swell.
That guy in a little coat. That guy in a little coat.
Don't.
That guy in a little coat. That guy in a little coat.
Take it off. I'm serious.
Richard, what's happening?
Alright, cool.
Well, that one looks cool.
Yeah. Those ones are ours for like technician level rescues. If we were, like I said, if we needed to hook a water rescue technician to something and send them in to a line, if they get entangled, they can pull that quick release. That whole thing comes out so that they're not tied up.
we get drug into the water otherwise.
Okay, that's definitely something out of a James Bond movie right there.
So this is a remote operated vehicle for water. It has a number of different modules that we will claw on that we could use to find somebody that we could actually use to grab a body if we needed to and extricate them.
I can go right through here.
The idea behind it is just that we can use this to go into places that are not safe to send first responders, or use it to get a nice quick first look to have the ability and kind of scope out what we need to do to execute whatever rescue. It's also got a GPS module that goes on that. The box I didn't bring it up, but it has a GPS module. Anytime that we're searching anything, use grid patterns so that we're making sure that we're searching the entire place. So that GPS monitor will actually report back to the controller on the screen there, so that we can see every area of the body of water that we've searched, haven't searched, and make sure that everything is covered. It also has sonar. So a lot of our bodies of water around here, visibility is garbage. So the sonar gives the ability to.
Can you just let me know when you're ready?
Okay, I'm already.
Hi, do you care if we get your name real quick and how to spell it?
Yeah, my name is Chuck Stiver, S-T-I-V as in Victor, E-R.
And then your title.
I am the All Hazards Coordinator, Medina County All Hazards Team, and also the Water Rescue Team Lead.
Right, and then so you said you're going to be the safety aspect of it, right? For citizens, I guess?
Yeah, it's that time of year where families still like to go out and recreate, even though it's cold. A lot of families enjoy winter recreation activities. We just want to remind them when they're going out, especially if they intend to do ice activities, that no ice is safe ice. We want to make sure that they scout before they go, that they go in pairs, they have some type of communication. And again, remember, no ice is safe ice. Although it may look safe in one area because of salt running off the road in a culvert or a spring underneath the water, in another area it could be pretty thin and they might go through. If they do decide to go through, they're going to go out and recreate, ice skate, or ice fish. We would encourage them, again, to go in pairs of two, have some type of communication, so call for help, let people know where they're going and when they should be back. And by all means, wear a life jacket. Life jacket's a lot like our seatbelt. We don't wear it, it's work, so we need to put it on and buckle it up. That'll at least keep us at the surface of the water.
Okay. Why is it important for you guys to do these trainings like this?
We understand that people like to recreate, and although no ice is safe ice, folks will still venture out on the ice. For a lot of folks that like to ice fish this type of year. Also, again, families like to recreate. So we want to make sure that we're able to respond to those incidents. If we do have somebody go through, that we're able to respond. And what we're working for is that tiered response. Immediate surface rescue, and if there is a submersion incident, that we can deploy our ROV and also have divers on scene to make sure we can get them back and resuscitate them quickly should they submerge. Also, additionally, people end up in the water, sometimes motor vehicle crashes where the vehicle might go off the road. We want to make sure that we're also trained and equipped to rescue those folks in also.
I'm Mike Stanek. I'm the fire chief, Sharon Township. I'm also on the Medina County All Hazards team, and I am our designated ice rescue instructor. I'm also the structural collapse team leader.
And Stanek is spelled?
S-T-A-N-E-C.
Okay.
I'm by now the director of Medina County Emergency Management Agency, also the assistant chief of Valley City Fire.
Okay. Your last name spelling is?
N-A-U.
Thank you. Okay.
So this is the Medina County All Hazards team. It falls under Medina County Emergency Management Agency. So it's a multi-discipline, multi-jurisdictional team in the county made up of police, fire, and EMS. So the team consists of rope and confined space rescue, trench rescue, hazmat, structural collapse, water rescue, and fire investigation. So it's a multi-discipline team, multi-jurisdictional, that falls under that umbrella of the All Hazards team. Since no police and fire department in the county can do this on their own, we bring everybody from the county together as one team to accomplish the complex rescues like this.
And these firemen, they're from different departments, and have they all done this before? Is it new to them? Or?
My turn.
Okay, all right.
All right. So this class was put together as EMA was paying for this class for any members from the region, any members within Medina County that were interested in attending the ice rescue class. And so we have represented here members of various fire and EMS agencies within Medina County, as well as Medina County Park Police are represented here as well in this class. And so all the people that were taking this class, this is their first exposure to a full-blown class. They may have had some exposure within their own departments with some of the equipment or maybe some of the terminology, but this was their first time to learn this class. So we trained last week as well. We did classroom portions as well as activities within the bays, not on ice. And then our ice practical day was today, and that's when all of the students had to go through a various number of different ice rescue scenarios. They had to learn how to use a throw rope, they had to use reach poles, they had to perform what we call a go rescue, where the rescuer themselves goes in the water and actually rescues the victim.
Kind of curious, how important is it to do that this time of year? You obviously don't have ice through all the year.
Right, so it's real important, and like Chuck said before, the people are going to go on the ice, whether they're recreating or whether their dog goes on the ice or they see a deer or something like that that's trapped in the ice, they're going to call for help. And most of the time the people that get called to help rescue them are going to be the fire departments. So we teach our folks that regardless of what it is that's in the ice, it probably has a benefit for us to rescue that person, that animal, what have you, because if we don't, somebody's going to try, and we're equipped and prepared and trained to do so. And we have techniques to be able to retrieve animals, whether it's a deer that's stuck in water or whether it's a dog. Or, matter of fact, in Sharon, within the last 2 months, we rescued a swan that was injured, that was stuck in the ice, and we got it out and took it to the vet. So any number of reasons that we might have to rescue someone or something, that's the reason we train.
And I guess the importance of just like agencies just working together, collaborating together, like especially when it comes to like one that might not have the funds for this type of work.
Sure, that's the very reason that the All Hazards team was developed. That not one department within the county has the ability necessarily to be able to perform all the stuff themselves. The ice rescue portion of it, we recommend that every fire department or EMS agency has the ability to do ice rescue in-house, because it's one of those things that you really can save a life if someone's trapped at the surface, for sure. And the equipment in and of itself is fairly reasonably, I mean, it's not as expensive as other things that we have to purchase for rescue. And the training is not as extensive necessarily as some of the other specialty rescues like Ben spoke of, with like rope rescue or confined space, that type of stuff.
So, starting at the top, this is a forward-facing sonar. So most of the ponds that we have, you can't see underwater. There's a lot of sediment and dirt and stuff. So the idea with that is you can see what the camera can't see with the sonar. You see an image of a body laying on the bottom, basically. This is for the navigation system, which we're not using, the small little ponds like this. It has a camera that you can pull up and down within here. Lights, and then this claw on the bottom is meant to go around an extremity to pull somebody to the surface. So in the water, a body weighs 20 pounds or so. 12 to 14. So this is rated at 300 pounds. So far more than enough to pull somebody to the surface. So the idea is you swim down to the bottom, quickly put that around an extremity, arm, leg, and pull it back. It's battery operated, controllers here. There's a reel that stays tethered to the whole time you're using it. Stays tethered to this controller.
So you use the comm cable as the pull cord as well?
Yep. Rated to wrap and pull with.
Is there any concern over like an icy edge versus?
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. I gotta be careful going over a sharp edge with it. So I think if we're pulling in here, like you'd want to reach over the edge a little bit.
And you don't. And the reality is, you're not going to pull it that far, right? You're going to be pulling it up maybe 10 feet.
Yeah, it's the surface. I think you're going to pull this somebody, not the. So this is part of that tiered response. First thing you guys get there, your local department having jurisdiction, already having jurisdiction. Get there, you're in ice suits, you get them off the ice. Everybody else is on the way. You cancel them, turn around, they go home warm and dry. The next stage is they do submerge. All hazards team is close by. We get there quick with the ROV, able to drop it in. We have an operator on it. We spot it with the sonar, go down, grab a wrist, bring it back to the surface. Don't need visibility with that. You're using a sonar to find it. Then the next step will be the divers, and we're going to have them deploy here in a minute. So we apologize with this weather. Didn't want to set the big screen up where everybody could see, but everybody will get a look. They're going to drop down. We have a training aid we call Chicken Man. He's a wire mesh man with some furnace tin around him, so he gets a good reflection on the side scan sonar. It's what we use our side scan sonar a lot to train on for recoveries and to find stuff. So Chicken Man is down. In between this and the divers, I'm sure we'll bring Chicken Man back home alive. Then we'll have Ben get it positioned, and then we'll...
First in, last out.
This is designed as a rapid deployment device. Well, I will tell you, it took a lot of training. You have a navigation system for it, so you can set patterns and looking for evidence or looking for a body. If you're in the general area, we can actually set a pattern with a navigation system. Sorry.
So you see arms, legs.
He didn't even get it.
Got it? Yep.
That's exactly.
Arm.
Oh, so you're way above them.
I need to go forward a little bit.
Yeah.
The dive team is here. They're coming out of the truck. He gets down, gets a hold of an arm or a leg. We're in a really good spot now that if we don't want to pull him with the ROV, what do? We simply send a diver down, tell the diver, follow our tether. The victim's at the end with the ROV. Right? Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead and pull him then.
Go ahead and pull him.
This went from an ice rescue to a submersion event. So divers are standing by. We're going to call for the divers. They're going to come right out. They're going to brief them as if they were on scene when it happened. And then they're going to go right into their system. Make sense? Very good.
What's going on?
I'm there for about a couple of minutes now. How many victims? Just one victim. How old he was? We don't know the age of the victim. He looks to be like middle age. But he's drowned. We can't stand him currently right now. We think he's going to die. We told him on the way down. Okay. So you know he's down there for sure? Yeah. Yep. Yep. Definitely good.
What?
Hello, Assistant Chief.
So just to recap here, the mission went from surface recovery on the ice to submersion. So in a matter of minutes, the dive team has arrived and is suiting up and is now being led out onto the ice where they will dive and recover the chicken man.
Yeah. It's between 6 and 8 inches. Yeah. Yeah. I should have put mine up because we found mine. Right.
It was literally like
I'm not yet.
So what the dive team's going to do, you've got your priming your standby diver. So your primary diver's going to enter the water. The standby is fully geared up, mask on, already sucking air, ready to go. And then they'll have what's called a 90%. So you have a third diver that's 90% dressed, ready to go in at the water's edge. So if diver 1 affects a rescue, he's got somebody ready to go at the hole. If diver 1 encounters a problem, he's got somebody coming back him up.
Gotcha.
If they both have an issue, or diver 1 times out, or has, for whatever reason, can't continue, the 90%er will finish getting dressed up. The secondary becomes the primary, and they go that way, and you suit up another 90%er.
Gotcha.
Now with them, you see them dragging out. You have the comms set up now. So they're diving on full face masks. They have comms in there as well, so they'll have a comm operator sitting usually on shore with a comm panel, so he's got a headset on, so he can talk to the diver in the water. What are you seeing? You know, now on a real rescue from shore, you can actually see where the diver's at underwater, because you'll start seeing the air bubbles kind of change the coloration of the ice. So it's like, okay, so he's over here. Well, say we're fishing with the ROV over here. Hey, if you come to the right, the ROV has a possible target of interest for you.
Gotcha.
So we can kind of direct each other that way. And we've used each other in those instances on live rescues in the last 5 years.
Okay. Jeez.
Hey, get ready, get ready. Go, 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 go! Keep going! Keep coming! Coming! Slow! Good.
Yeah. Real fast. And they even have to.
You want the chicken man?
Yeah, I got chicken man.
He's a survivor.
Well, thanks for having me out.
Hey, no problem. Glad to have you here.
Yeah, obviously I had several different agencies here and different personnel. Can you tell me about just the people who do this?
Well, courses design police, fire, and EMS. Really, first on scene when we have a victim through the ice and they're starting to get hypothermic, we need to get them out of the water, back on shore. So we want to make sure the first responders are going to get there, have that ability to do that. And so today we had firefighters, EMS providers from around the county that were new to ice rescue, and we also have Medina County Park District is here, so they participated. They have a lot of water jurisdiction within their properties, and so we want to make sure they have the training and equipment to be able to effect those rescues.
Okay. This season, and the personnel here, because just in talking with a couple of the folks out here, there's some volunteers, there's some part timers.
So we have everything from truly volunteer departments here today to paid full-time departments, and every mix in between. Some that temporarily, during the day they have daytime staffing. Some don't have any staffing at night. Some are strictly volunteer. We have one department here, it's a volunteer department. They get paid by the call, so a minimal amount per call to thank them for their service. But the training is kind of important to everybody, right? It doesn't matter what department you work for, what uniform you wear. You're the one getting the 911 call, so we want to make sure they all have the same level of training.
Got it. Okay. And so for folks out there that looking to volunteer and get involved, you go to the website. How do people find it?
If they go to Medina County EMA, the information is all on there. If folks are interested in training or becoming part of the all hazards team here in Medina County, they can go to the EMA website. There's a drop down for all hazards, and within that there's an application and a process there that they can follow to become part of the team.
Okay, perfect. Well, I'll put that link right in the description, so we have that there.
All right, super.
Awesome.
All right, thank you. All right, man. All right, good to have you here.
So today was pretty eye-opening and a great way to see some of the things fire departments do other than putting out fires. And wow, what a great way to break the ice on my new series of going to work with my friends. How about you? Do you do something interesting for work? Please tell us in the comments.
Great thing it's waterproof.
Yes. So how much HLS training have you had?
Tell me what your HLS.
High level of sexiness?
It's been nonstop. It's an ongoing process. Continuous improvement.
Same. I got my PhD in it.
Yeah, you have to pretty much stay up to date on it. Things change every year.
Yep.
So it's every day, really. Dusk till dawn.
Which one's Dawn?